Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Self-Love Sunday Live with me, Jaina. And in today's session, I just thought it's kind of rainy and miserable outside, and I just thought let's have a cozy catch-up. So if you're joining in, just make sure you've got a cup of tea or a drink to hand. I've got my chai from this morning, actually. I made like a nice cup of chai. So I'm going to sip on this while I chat to you all. And I just feel like I just wanted to take a little pause and just have a free flow kind of conversation. Like I still wrote down a few notes because you know me, I like writing down lots of notes. But just things that I wanted to talk about and cover in our session today. And thanks for those people that are joining in now as well. And yeah, so I just wanted to, first of all, just take a moment just to reflect on Self-Love Sunday Lives. They've been like such an amazing experience for me. And I think coming here every Sunday to talk to you all about some really big topics, like I've really covered a lot. Like I've talked about divorce, I've talked about heartbreak, I've talked about motherhood. I think these sessions have been really good for me and like healing for me as well, which has been really nice. Thanks Pooja for coming in as well. Yeah, I think it's just been a really good space to be able to talk, and I feel like I have like so much to say and so much to express that it's just been really nice to be able to hold space for that. And I also feel that it's really nice for us as women to come together and to talk about these kind of subjects. And I do really feel like we need those feminine spaces and we need that girly time together. Like I had a day out yesterday with my sisters and I felt like it was really good to connect with them without the kids, which was really nice, and to just have space for like girly time together. Like it's so nourishing for like my soul to have that time. And I know like with a lot of my friends who I feel like I have like soul friends, people who I really connect with quite deeply. And I think when you have that space with your friends or your sisters or whatever it is, it really needs to be nourished, and you really need to make sure you take time for that. And I think it's those deep connections, when you have those deep connections. Morning, Lena. Thanks for joining in. And yeah, I feel like when you have those deep connections, it's just really good to keep nourishing that and honoring that and taking time for that, because it's really healing. But at the same time, I also wanted to say that I know that there are lots of men who follow me too on Instagram. And I feel like men also do need these spaces. They need these feminine spaces. And I think because we live in such a patriarchal world, you know, us as women, we've had to conform to living in this world, which is kind of a little bit led by men, or a lot led by men. But it's not doing us any good as women, but it's also not doing great for men either. So I just want to just say, like, if there is a man watching out there today, you know, just know that you are so welcome to come into this space, into this very feminine led space. And for some men, that's going to feel really comfortable and they're okay with their feminine. But for some men, they might feel really uncomfortable. And if you do feel uncomfortable, that's okay, because it's probably something you're just not familiar with to be able to talk about your emotions and feelings in depth. But I just feel like the more feminine spaces we can have, which are open to having men in that space too, and allowing men to connect with their feminine, is really important. And I think I've just been feeling that, and I feel like, because I kind of been just reflecting on these sessions and whether to keep going with them, and I definitely feel like they have been, like I said, they've been so worthwhile for me, and I hope they've been worthwhile for you guys as well who are watching. And you know, I've had some really good feedback, people telling me like how much they've enjoyed watching, and you know, the sort of the topics that we've been discussing, what I've been discussing, and hopefully you guys have been resonating with it. And yeah, I just feel like moving forward, I just want everyone to know that this is a female-led space, but that men are welcome to come into the space too. And I just want to really embrace the feminine within us all. And I feel like that's really important. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with these sessions, but I would like to open it up and just ask you guys like what you would like me to talk about, if there are anything in particular, or if there's anyone in particular that you'd like me to talk with, because I've had a couple of people come in into these sessions, and it's been really nice to have like that discussion with somebody else on some of these topics. But overall, I just feel like it's been nice to do these sessions, and I just want to reflect on that and just, you know, take a moment to just sit with the success of it and to celebrate it, because I feel like you need to celebrate like the things that you do in life and the things that you achieve. And I feel like these sessions have been good. So overall, they've been good for me, and hopefully they have been for you too. So yeah, they're just taking a moment to celebrate that. And then, yeah, like I was saying, like yesterday I had a really good day, like with my sisters, and we just went out into London, and it was really nice. And we went to see this play. It was called The Vitamin D. It's just called Vitamin D, actually. And I don't know why it's called Vitamin D, but maybe, yeah, just like the actual plot of the play was, and I don't want to give it all away, but I mean, it just focuses on a woman who's gone through a divorce, a young woman. She's probably in her 20s or something, and she's gone through a divorce, and she's a Muslim girl. So, and I feel like obviously with the Muslim culture, it's very similar, like a South Asian culture, very similar to the Indian culture as well. So I felt like I could really, really resonate with that. And it really talks about the depth of divorce, because I feel like with divorce, it's never really about the husband and the wife and the issues that they've gone through. So whatever's happened in a marriage, for it to come to a point of divorce, like that doesn't actually matter. Like the sort of surface level stuff doesn't matter. But when you really start to look at divorce and go a bit deeper to understand what's happened to get to that point, it's really deep. And I think they really covered this in the play. Like it's the depth of it is really important to understand, that there is so much that's going on. You know, it's not about what happens between the couple. It's like everything that's happened before, for the couple to get to that space to feel like that they need to get married and be together and try and stay together. And also this silence that we all sit in, like, and I did that too as well. I think I sat in silence for a lot with just what I was feeling and experiencing, and I didn't know where to go or who to turn to. And I just sat with it and sat with it and sat with it until it just got to a point where I was like, I can't silence myself anymore. I've really got to break free from this, and not to break free from my ex in any way like that, but just to break free from the expectations and everything that was pushed onto me, I felt. And yeah, I think they really covered that in the play, and they covered like the depths of like what you can feel, what you can go through, the anxieties of it all. And there was a couple of points in the play which I could really resonate with. I feel like sometimes when you've been through a breakup or a divorce, you know, you just wear your vulnerability. Like people just know that you've obviously been through like a heartbreak or something. And so sometimes when you talk to people, people are more likely to be open with you and to talk about their own insecurities and their issues, which I think is a good thing. And I'm able to hold space for that now, because I feel like I'm a little bit stronger in myself. But I know for some people, when you're very raw and you're going through all your emotions, and then someone else comes along and just offloads all their stuff onto you, it can be really a lot. But they kind of covered that in the play, which I thought was really interesting. And then there was also a point, and like I don't want to give too much away, and I think the play is actually, I think it was the last day yesterday, but there was just a point at the end, like towards the end, where the girl, she was actually putting on her wedding outfit, and it was like her mum was getting her dressed up, and it was a very kind of artsy way that they'd done it, and an artistic way, but it was like symbolic. It was very symbolic, but it's like you've been through so much and it's not celebrated. And I don't want to say that, like I don't want to celebrate my divorce in a way, But I just feel like I remember the day when I got married, which was beautiful, and I loved that day. And I wore my outfit and I loved wearing it, and I was really in that mode of like embracing that celebratory space. But I feel like when I've been through all of this and everything that I've broken through, I just feel like I haven't really celebrated it enough and really experienced the sense of, wow, what have I done? And the marathon that I've run. And I think some of you, if you've been following me, you might have seen like a post I did a few months back where I talked about this necklace, which I wear as like a medal, because I just feel like what I went through was so difficult, so intense, so hard. And I really needed to like be recognized, be seen and heard for what I've done. And I think it's because it's divorce, there's just so much stigma and like the shame that comes up with it. And you just feel so little. You want to sometimes just hide away. And I don't want it to be like that. I really don't want it to be like that. And which is why I've kind of set up this space, because I just want us to be able to own it and to be like, it's okay. Like if you have been through a breakup or a divorce or something like that, you've had to do a lot of inner work to be able to get to that space. And it's really not easy, and you should be held up and you should be celebrated for what you've done. It's nothing to be ashamed of in any way whatsoever. So yeah, I kind of wanted to recognize the play for doing that. I think they did that really well. And like I said again, and I really want to affirm, this is not about the couple or what they went through. And I know for some people, they might have gone through like a really abusive relationship and things like that. And that's not to be disregarded. And you definitely need to heal and move through all the traumas that can have happened. But it's the depths of like where it's all coming from. And I think as well, I think even if you're married, and I think for women, we are so constantly trying to reclaim our sense of self-worth, like constantly. And it's like we just need to keep working on that, whether we have gone through a divorce or whether we're in a marriage, and you still have to constantly, and I know people who are in really happy marriages, but they still need to constantly reclaim their sense of self-worth and try and put themselves first before putting their husband first, their kids first, or their mother-in-law, or whatever it is. Everyone else comes first and they come last. So it's constantly trying to put yourself first. Lena, I'm really sorry to hear, but you're saying I'm going through a divorce. It's early days and it's the hardest thing ever. I'm really sorry to hear that, but I know that hopefully this is like a good thing for you. And just know, and I hope that I can inspire you in some way, that you will get through it. And it is really difficult, but you have the strength within you, and you have not only just the strength within you. I also want you to know that you have, and this is probably quite deep, but you have all your ancestors behind you. Because I know for us as like South Asian women, you know, I think there are probably a lot of our ancestors who would have loved to be in this position where they could just break free and liberate themselves, right? Where they may have been in marriages where they have felt they have had to stay and they've had to sit in silence for so long. Even as I talk about it, I actually feel emotional talking about it, because it's like, it's really difficult. And we're doing this not just for ourselves, but for our ancestors who wanted to do it, but also for our girls going forward, right? We don't want our girls going forward to experience what we've been through, right? Yeah, so let me take a moment. And Lena said, my dad has given me the strength, no longer here, but always here. That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. Yeah, that's amazing. And I think like there are, you know, your ancestors behind you, not just the women, but the men. And like I said earlier, like I just want to create this space. Yeah, it's for women, but also for men to be able to come into this space and to know that they can embrace their feminine as well, and allow more of these feminine led spaces to come through. So yeah, it's really deep and it's really intense, but just know that you can get through it. And it's just such a beautiful process. It really is. And I feel like for me as well, I feel like I'm still always dealing with the emotions and feelings, but every day becomes a bit easier. It's a bit like grief, I'd say, because I know of a couple of friends who've had loved ones pass away and stuff, and it's like it's something that is just there. It's kind of there, and I think with divorce as well, it is part of your life. You cannot erase it. But I think as I move along, it becomes a little bit easier, and I also just look back on it with so much love as well now. So yeah, it takes time, but you can definitely do it and you can get through it. And so yeah, so I just wanted to kind of really take the time today to just have like a chat about it all and to chat about the play. And I think the play was only on till yesterday, but if you go onto the website, maybe I can share the website and share the details. They might run it again, but I think it's really worthwhile watching to really understand like the depths of divorce and what can actually come through from it all. And if we can just liberate ourselves, and whether that's like I said, not just going through divorce, but also within the space of a marriage, and just continue to reclaim our sense of self-worth as women. I think that's really, really important. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed talking to me today, or listening to me today. It was really good to like just have a free flow chat. And yeah, I think the other things that I kind of wanted to just talk about is just, yeah, how you've all been feeling recently. Like I know there's been some big eclipses, and I don't know if you guys have been looking at the sky recently, like over the last couple of days. It's just been amazing. Like the clouds, like the other day, were beautiful. The sunsets have been amazing. The moon has looked a little bit red. Like I don't know if you've seen the red glow on the moon. Like there's a lot happening in the skies at the moment. If you're into that kind of thing. I'm no expert at astrology or anything like that, but I do really love like following the moon, and the moon is obviously like the feminine aspect, the feminine. So connecting to that energy is really nice, and I do a lot of moon journaling, which is really nice to do. But yeah, have a look at the skies. I don't know, today feels it's like a bit cloudier, so you might not be able to see so much going on, but I think there is going to be a lunar eclipse coming up soon as well. So like your emotions might be a little bit more heightened. I know mine have been, but always remember that your emotions are like there to like, you know, help you. So it's like you've just got to actually sit down with your emotions and work through them. And write them down, meditate with them, breathe through them. Our emotions are a power and a strength if we can start to know how to work with them and tap into them. And I think following the moon and working with the moon has really helped me to do that. So that's been really nice. And yeah, I just think, yeah, just be mindful of where you are at and just keep working through your self-care practice. And then, yeah, I'm going to be continuing with these sessions. Like I said, so every Sunday I'll keep going. In a couple of weeks' time, I'll be away. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break for a couple of weeks. And then also going forward, just to let you know that from next year, I'm probably going to run some more workshops and some retreat days and things, which I'm really looking forward to. So I'm kind of starting to sit down and think about what I want to do and what I want to share. Let me know again as well what you guys would like to see. And I also am doing a lot more private clients, so seeing a lot more private clients. So if you do want one-to-one sessions, let me know. I often come to you into your space and just help work through with a yoga practice, so yoga and meditation. And also I also do Reiki as well, and then that we can work through things at a deeper level with Reiki. So yeah, it was really good to chat to you all. Gita Jaina Tiasi has said you are an amazing soul. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. and it's just been really nice to be able to chat to you, and I feel there's more people coming in now, which is really great. But we're just kind of wrapping up here now. But I will be back next Sunday. Let me know what you want me to talk about, but otherwise I'm sure I will have something that comes to mind. And I just wish you all a really good Sunday, and make sure you just up your self-care today. Do something really nice for yourself, even if it's just taking 5 minutes to just do some deep breathing, and just maybe putting your hands on your heart. And maybe we can just finish there today, because I feel like there's a lot today. Let's just take a moment, just put our hands on our heart and just close your eyes for a moment. And let's just take a deep breath in. To exhale fully from the mouth. Again, breathing deeply in and out. One more slow breath in and out. And then just release the control of the breath. Allow your breath to come in and out at its own pace. But again, just continue to just keep your hands on your heart. Just feel that sense of touch, that connection of your hands to your body. That sense of connection to your heart space. That space of love, unconditional love. And just taking a moment just to say a few kind words to yourself, whatever that might be, the words that you need to hear today to remind yourself that you are loved and that you are worthy of love. You are worthy of so much love. And once again, just taking a long, slow, deep breath in and out. And then just gently releasing your hands down and slowly just allowing your eyes to just open up again. And yeah, just slowly coming back into the world, just with a heart full of love. And I'm just sending you all so much love too. Lena says, happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you, Lena. And I'll speak to you all soon. So have a great day and a great week ahead. Take care. Bye.